34-year-old man, 34 years old. Grown men in their 30s. You're a 34-year-old man. 31-year-old fully grown people. How old is this guy again? Like 35, 40? Fucking 30 years old. We got a 30-year-old man calling me fucking ugly on a goddamn social media website. He's 34!
He's at the store manipulating
the age
people,
of my
right?
dad!
What these people are saying is invalid because they're a decade older.
Alright. So it begins. Gosh. I think the screens are a little bright. Tone it down just a little bit. Or at least tone that one down. The like exposure right here is a lot. See if we can. Okay. Why is that not coming? Ah, it's unplugged. So maybe that helped just like a little bit. Oh, that means I'm just gonna turn this one back up. What you just heard was an iDubbbz video. We'll make sure that the lighting got a little bit better, and then I'll get into what you heard. All right, so the lighting definitely just got better. All right, so yeah, what you just heard was an iDubbbz video. I was watching, like, here's how my YouTube thing works. Whoever I'm subscribed to, when I get home, I will start videos, and I'll go through the list of which videos I in particularly want to watch. And once I run out of videos that I actually feel like watching, I'm not going to go back and watch the videos that I don't want to watch from content creators. So I go back and I rewatch old videos that I haven't seen in a while. So I was watching the iDubbbz content comp on Leafy because they're all good. Pretty much like every content comp he's ever made is a pretty good one. Anyhow, so we're going to be... I got to do an update stream because my YouTube channel is an absolute shambles right now in terms of thumbnails, and I need to fix that like immediately. So that needs to be done. It needs to be done like now. Like this goes back to March. Yeah, all the way back to March 15th. I still have just thumbnails that don't have pictures and things, so we're gonna fix that right now. Yep, Lego Creations guns. Alright, so what do we got? Did I do the Elysium AK? No, I didn't think I had. Guns. Oh, because it starts with an E? Oh, yeah, because it started with an E. Silly old me. So I'm basically just going to be updating thumbnails today and talking to you guys about whatever comes to mind. I will also be eating on stream today because I am hungry and would like to eat. Actions. More actions. What do you call thumbnail? Thumbnail? Tags, title? Okay, well. Alright, so there was just like a random checkmark thing, and I thought maybe you could like go through and you could just highlight it all to change it, but apparently you can't. So you actually have to click on it and change end screens. End screens will be a thing at one point in time, just not now. So we'll be adding this up then. Boom! Awesome! I'm glad that someone else has Rainbow Six Siege. It's a fantastic game. I'd recommend it to most people. If you like Counter-Strike, but you don't like the idea of not being able to aim down sights in Counter-Strike, and you also like the destructivity of the Battlefield series of games, you would absolutely love Rainbow Six Siege. Lately, I've been playing a lot of Black Ops 3. I had activated the triple played contract for Black Ops 3, so that's why I've been playing Black Ops 3 so much. But I just finished the triple played contract. I got the DIY 11. So I'm gonna try to transition back over into Rainbow Six Siege because that's all I really wanted to do for Black Ops 3. And even then, the only reason I wanted to do that is so that I could get another gun that I might be able to build here, basically. Did I not? I took pictures of the AK-12. Because it was in a different folder. Let me grab this one. Yep. Download this. Switch back over to here. We're going to change this image over to this. Open. If I wasn't updating the YouTube channel today in terms of thumbnails, because this is something that I've needed to do for a while, and it just needs to be, it needs to look a little bit more professional. And not all the time do I want to make Lego guns. So this just, it works better to be doing this now. It's just, it's nice to be able to sit down and update this so that whenever I look at the YouTube channel, it's not just a whole bunch of my different username guns. So, M4A1 Mark II from Modern Warfare 2 LiveStream build. So some of these guns that I like, I'll sit here and I'll just personally forget that I even made some of these. So, oh goodness. So what did this end up looking like? And did I render an image of it? Because some of them I don't render images of. So if I didn't render an image of that, that's something that we're going to have to do. So that's M4A1 Mark II, Modern Warfare 3. I don't have a rendered image of it from the looks of it, so we can download that. Let's try LDD de Pauvre, but LDD de Pauvre has been a little ho for a while now. It's not been working for the majority of things, so we'll see if this works. We'll hit convert. It's the sound of it converting. And that's the sound of it failing. So blue render it is. I don't particularly want to use blue render. Blue render, yes, it's awesome that it can still render something that the other one can't, but it doesn't do it as well, and that's something that I don't like about blue render. So for stream today, I've got, wow, this honey bun's a ripoff. What the crap? Look at this. You guys should be able to see this in the back of the package. The packaging is this long because it's usually this long. It comes down here. But this honey bun's like just a circle. What the heck? Oh, I got a honey bun, I guess, but I'm a little discouraged from eating it now because it's like almost a third of the size that it used to be. And then we got a Texas cinnamon roll. I would love, what's it called? Danish cheese cake, or is it Danish cream? I don't know. Basically, it's kind of like this. It's got the white glazing on it, but in the center, instead of it being like a cinnamon roll, in the center, it's crap, what's it called? It's like a really sweet cheesecake filling. I love those things. I'll eat the entire edge, and then the very last bite will be like the centerpiece. They're oh so great. I love those things. What's up with this? There's some weird shading and stuff going on. Not entirely sure about why either. Interesting. So yeah, this is the M4A1 from Modern Warfare 2. I'm glad that this one's getting rendered because I didn't have a rendered image for it. In terms of gun reviews, because I know I haven't put out an actual gun review video, most of everything that I've been doing nowadays has been live streaming. I am going to start doing gun reviews again. I really need to because, as you know, at the very end of the year, I put all the videos in a playlist. And I want to do all the guns so that in the new year, I don't have any guns going into it. So I'm going to basically need to get editing software or something so that I can actually start making more professional videos. Because that was the goal with my tax refund, was to get editing software to start making more professional videos and higher quality things and stuff. And then I ended up not doing that. So, yeah, I gotta figure out what's going on with that in terms of being able to get an editing software that I could use to start actually editing videos. It's not just me using OBS. I could cut out the beginning of OBS and then the end of OBS. Getting more professional would be nice because then I could like roll in the actual high resolution image and then render it in a higher resolution, so 1080p. Because even though OBS says it's recording in 1080p, I doubt that it actually records within 1080p. So being able to make higher end videos would be nice, essentially. So after the M4A1 renders, we'll be making its thumbnail available as well. Currently, its rendering is about a quarter of the way done. It's on the stock and the upper receiver portion. It's already done the handguard, the barrel, the magazine, and lower receiver, as well as the pistol grip. So it should be done soon. And once it's done, we can move on to whatever's next on the list of things that I built at that point in time. It's been a long time since I've checked the list of things that I've built. I'd also like, at the end of the year, I'd also like to put everything in its own playlists. And then this year, I'm kind of looking forward to actually finishing a game. So I've done a majority of the guns from Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. There's just a few guns here and there that I haven't done. I've been looking forward to kind of doing like the full armory from one of those games and then releasing that in its own playlists. As needed, but I don't know if I'm actually going to finish one of the games this year or not. So we'll see exactly where we get with that. All right, that just got done rendering. Before I forget, I'm going to drag and drop that into the file onto Google Drive so that it gets uploaded in. And come over to here. We're going to hit the change image. We're going to hit view open. That's going to do what it needs to do. We're going to click Save Changes, and that's been changed. So now we exit out of that. What is this? Is this an update stream? I also have, yeah, this is an update stream. I have an image that I use on the desktop for update streams. So it's nice to be able to have updates so that whenever you're looking through streams and stuff, you're able to be like, okay, well, this is just an update stream. So we'll hit refresh over here. Coming over here. Is this another update stream? What was I doing this stream? Oh, I was building something. What was I building? Ah, the SMG-11 from the looks of it. Oh, wow, this is a long time ago. Alright, so we're going to switch this over to SMG-11. SMG-11 Rainbow Six Siege. Boom. We're also fixing titles because that's something that needs to be done. Let's go scroll through and see if we have the SMG-11 rendered. We don't. Fantastic. We're going to fix that. Oh, stream crashed. Stream crashed momentarily, but it seems to be back according to YouTube. What the heck is that? It's a piece of grass. So that piece of grass, before anyone asks, because that was kind of weird. Today I went outside to fix my, well, that failed render. To fix my car. We'll get to that here in a moment. My car's AC has been out for a long time now. The resistor in the Ford Fusion goes bad. So I went out there today to see if it was actually the resistor or something else. Turns out it's not the resistor, but in order to get up to the resistor, it's underneath the passenger side dashboard on the front seat. So you actually have to be sitting on the ground on your knees, leaning into the car in a very awkward angle to get up underneath there. So I was in my pajamas because I had just gotten out of bed. So that's kind of why I had grass here. I have a favorite Rainbow Six Siege operator. I've talked about this before. The Russian operators tend to be my preferred because they have some pretty interesting weapons. I don't like to play Fuse all that much because Fuse is pretty easy to counter, because if you're using your headset like you're supposed to be in the game, if you hear Fuse planting on a window, you can just shoot through the window and basically get an instant kill on him, and that's kind of why I don't like playing Fuse. I actually like to play Tachanka. It's not because of the memes either. I actually feel comfortable playing Tachanka. In terms of defense, Glaz on offense is one of my my favorite operators if I'm just kind of trying to chill. I'm not like over the top professional scene where I'm rushing inside and flashbangs and smoke and things like that, trying to SMG everyone with a SMG-11 or things like that. Sometimes it's nice to sit back on the back lines and let your teammates go forward, and then just use Glass to kind of pick off those weird angles that you can't really defend against from the outside. So that leaves what's his name? Oh, I can't remember it. Oh, the other Russian operator. I don't remember him. Oh, it's gonna kill me the second you say it. I'm gonna be like, oh yeah. It's been a while since I played, to be completely honest, so that's probably why I don't remember. But the Russian operator who places booby traps over doors, I really like playing as him because sometimes randomly in a match, someone actually walks through one of the booby traps and it explodes and it kills them instantly, which is satisfying. But he's also one of my most frustrating operators to play against because his device and gadget, that's kind of the mainstay to him, is so easy to work around that it's annoying whenever you place out so many bombs in locations that you think are like absolutely perfect, and then the enemy team sees every one or just doesn't come that direction, and therefore you don't get any kills with them, and that basically makes you useless as an operator. So operators with more impactful, unique weapons or gadgets are more useful than something such as him, where basically no one ever walks through that at all. So the Russian ones would be some of my favorite, I go to say. I did a really good job on this SMG-11 though. I'm looking at it. I like pretty much every operator except for the ones that I haven't gotten to play. I don't have the season pass, so I actually have to go through and play the game a whole bunch to actually unlock the majority of the operators and whatnot. So the hard part has been going and doing that. So I'm not too far into unlocking the majority of the operators. I want to say the farthest we've gotten is up to the Canadian operators, I think. I think we have both Canadian operators unlocked, and then after that we don't have any more unlocked. I say we because me and my sister share the account on the Xbox, basically. She shares my account. So. Get rid of the second C in Tachanka, and you've got that right. Doc, I actually liked playing Doc for a while, but Doc can get a little stressful because if you're not right on top of things, it's a little difficult to play Doc. And then people when they see a Doc on their team, they think, okay, well, Doc will just heal me up if I make any mistakes, so they tend to get a little more aggressive and not careless. Careless is the word. They get a little bit more careless with how they behave in game because then they have you to heal them. And because of that, they start making a little bit more mistakes every once in a while. And because they're making mistakes, you end up with people dying consistently all the time that you didn't need to die. And because they died, it could screw the game over for you. So, yeah. Alright, so this is a gun that I haven't worked on in forever. The AK-47 CSGO Vulcan. I said I could do it, and then I started doing it, and then I stopped doing it, so imagine that. Another CSGO skin that I didn't finish. Just like the Op Dragon Lord that I started making and then never finished. Which one was Blitz? Blitz is one of the German ones, I know that. Blitz is the one with the shield, right? The shield with the flashy flash. Give me a second, I'll continue talking about this. So, I liked the shield operators for a while, and by shield operators, I'm not including Fuse. Fuse with the shield is just an absolutely stupid idea. Never use him like that. Delicious. I liked to play Montong more than I did Blitz because I felt as if my type of playstyle plays more into how Montag is played as opposed to Blitz. Because when you use Blitz, the goal is to rush into a room, into a corner where you know someone is at, with no one behind you, flash the person in the corner, switch to your pistol, waste his ass, switch back to your shield, and then continue clearing. Whereas if you're Montag, your goal is to make a hole in the wall and then to extend the shield and basically sit there and call out to your team every movement the enemy is making. So there's a definite distinction between the two and how they're played. And I preferred the Montag style more, and it also felt nice to be pretty much invincible because that shield was... Someone would throw a grenade and all I would do is like back up, extend the shield, and it would just blow up in front of me and I'd be fine. Like, it was that easy. Calling me. Where'd my Gatorade go? So yeah, I'm broke right now. I literally have like $2 in the bank. I'm that broke. So I'm living off my dad right now. So I guess the drink sponsor of the channel is Gatorade, which isn't too bad. I live in Florida. Gatorade was made in Florida. It's kind of the reason it's called Gatorade. It was developed for the Gators, and then it just became a sports drink afterwards because take that idea and make a whole bunch of money off of it. So, white cherry is the one that I have sitting over here. I don't think white cherry is considered my favorite flavor. One of my favorite flavors is actually the cucumber flavor that they have, but I haven't seen it in a while. I think they might have discontinued it because not enough people actually liked it. So it was supposedly a really disgusting flavor, according to my dad and my sister. But I love the cucumber flavor that they had. And I haven't been able to find one in a while, so that's unfortunate. I wish I could find more, because I was working with my friend one day at work, and we were drinking Gatorade, and he asked what flavor I wanted, and he asked, you know, what type of flavors you like and things like that. Well, basically the conversation came down to what flavors we liked, and then I threw up the cucumber one, and he didn't even know that a cucumber one had existed. So it was kind of like a eye-opening thing where you're like, oh, wow, you didn't know that this was an actual thing? What the heck? Why is this not? I thought I released pictures for these. Is it in here? Yeah, here it is. I found it. Alright. Take your time, mate. Thatcher's loaded. So yeah, it was... I find it enjoyable that Gatorade has a lot of diverse flavors and is still working on coming out with more flavors. I enjoy that about Gatorade. I'm a little disappointed when certain flavors disappear because certain flavors are obviously better than others. But white cherry is not a bad flavor. Well, I guess this isn't white cherry. This is called glacier cherry. And this is a really cool line that I don't think much people take advantage of. This is called Crisp and Cool. And I think there's another one that it's basically Gatorade Frost, right? The Frost line, there's a reason behind the reason they call it Frost. If you put this into a glass of ice, right? Like most sane people do with drinks after they've been working out or playing sports, it actually gets colder with the ice than what it usually would. And that's something that I don't think many people know. It's designed to do that. It's almost like I'm going to probably ruin this for a whole bunch of people. It's almost like you're actually swallowing like mint gum with how like refreshing it is for your throat and things like that. So that's all. I shouldn't say that as it's fact because I don't know if that's fact or not. That's just what I've always thought. Every time I've ever had it, normally it doesn't go down really cold. But the second I have it in a glass of ice, it gets absolutely like knock you off your feet almost because of how cold it can get and how sudden and chilly it is and things like that. So that's why I've always thought that the Frost line is designed to go particularly in a glass of ice or a cooler full of ice or something cold so that you could basically have a really cold drink whenever you got done to help cool you off. Yeah, that's working on that. I had Mountain Dew the other day. I went to Gators the other day. Gators is a restaurant here in Florida. I don't know if it's anywhere else. If it is, comment below where you are or in the chat where you are so that I could find out. Oh, where's my phone? It's right here. So I could find out where you're at. But my girlfriend had never had gator before. I've had gator before. I had gator before I moved up to Tennessee. And I love gator. Gator tail that's been deep fried is some of my favorite food to eat because it's a lighter version of chicken. Now, then anything deep fried is going to taste like chicken, which is correct. But that's good because I can't get I don't like to be too adventurous with what I have to eat, so squid will probably be off the menu and shark. Shark fin is illegal, so I can't have that. But like horse, I'd be okay with. In Japan, they like to eat raw horse. I don't know if I'd go raw with it, but cook it medium well. I'd probably go ahead and eat that right up. That'd probably be pretty good, to be completely honest. So I took her out. She took me out, technically. She paid. I'm still broke. We decided that our appetizer was going to be gator tail, with the dipping sauce choice being honey mustard. And then we also agreed upon a deal because she wanted to try this thing that they had called a funnel burger. It's a funnel cake, a burger, cheese, a spicy mayo, and then another funnel cake. And oh boy, that spicy mayo, they weren't kidding when they said it was spicy. It's got a lot of kick to it. It's actually in this fridge right here. I'm going to save it and give it to my sister. Because the funnel cake, great. The cheese, great. Hamburger, great. But the spicy mayo, I can't get around with how spicy it is, that I just don't want that. And then the thing that I ordered was the bacon, egg, and cheese burger. So I love to get fried eggs on hamburgers. Most people say that you can't taste fried eggs on hamburgers, but it's not about that. It's about the fact that there's an egg on your hamburger, and an egg is actually very nutritious for the body. So you have extra protein on that burger with your lettuce and your cheese and the meat itself, plus the bun. It's a very well balanced meal that you're having, plus the bacon, because it's a bacon cheeseburger with egg. And the deal was basically we cut hers in half and she gives me half of hers, and then we cut mine in half and she gets half of mine, because all she wanted to do was try the funnel burger, but you can't really just buy a sample of a funnel burger. You have to actually get the funnel burger. But if she didn't like it, she'd be a little screwed, because then she'd be hungry, and it's a little socially awkward to be like, oh, well, I really didn't like this. Do you mind if I get a refund after you've taken a bite out of it? Things like that. Like, it doesn't work. So I gave her half of mine. She ate all of it, I think, plus fries. And then I've got pretty much the majority of the funnel burger still with me. Like I said, though, that'll be going with my sister. And then I also got the my burger. I've got part of mine. I have problems with overeating a whole bunch. So when it comes to going out to eat, I try not to go overboard with how much I'm actually eating. The reason for this is because when I overeat, I can't keep it down. It has to come back up, and it's a little embarrassing to be out in public in a public bathroom, bent over the toilet throwing up, and you're not even at a bar, right? It's socially acceptable at a bar to be throwing up, because after drinking a whole bunch, obviously you're gonna throw up. But in the middle of the day, it's a little awkward. Luckily, every time that I've gone to throw up inside of a bathroom, no one was ever in there, and no one ever came in. Because it's a little awkward for everyone. You really can't deny that. So be like just imagine walking into a bathroom and hearing like, like you're just kind of like, oh, are you okay? Do you need anything? Like, come on, really? Do you really want to be that person? Because I don't want to be that person, and I don't think anyone else wants to be that person, so that's why. It's a little embarrassing, if you want to say that, to be sitting there throwing up in the bathroom and whatnot. So I personally don't like throwing up in the bathroom. Oop, leave. Oh crap, I didn't. We're on Smoke's Loadout Part 4. We're still quite a far ways back. I guess I should. I've been looking over here to the side. Oh, what is this? Processing. We can delete this. The other thing is, sometimes live streams will just sit here and not do what they need to do. It's kind of weird. So I end up having to delete some of the live streams because some live streams will just sit here and perpetually say that they're uploading when they're not uploading, because that was ages ago that it should have been done and it wasn't. So yeah, that's been deleted. We're onto this right here. Image to you. Save changes. Exit out of view. Open up view now. Once more, change image to you. Open. Save changes. Just wait a little bit for it to save the changes. Close this page. Open the third part of Mute's loadout. Change image. Mute's loadout. Open. Save changes. Boop. Alright, so that's all through there. Ooh, I technically never finished this. That's an hour-long stream too. Oh boy. I don't even think I have that uploaded to Google Drive. Yeah, that's still sitting on my desktop. Well, now we have to go to Google Drive and make a thing. Y'all aren't going to be able to see this. My face cam is technically in the way of the screen because of how it's set up and stuff like that. So y'all, like I said, y'all aren't going to be able to see this, but maybe it's for the best. Y'all don't have to sit here and look at boring crap. Lego Creations, guns, new folder, Z, US, 5.7, 5.7, USG, Rainbow 6, Siege. Create. So I ended up actually not finishing this project, believe it or not. Like I shouldn't even say that because it's pretty obvious I don't finish a lot of projects. But I managed to get my hands on Bakker's FN57 from Aspiring Artist, who's in chat right now. Well, he's not right now, but he was. He'll be back. So I never actually need to finish making the 5.7 USG because I have Bakker's. But it's kind of one of those moments where it's like, yeah, I have Bakker's, but should I really use his? I use Jim's SIG Pt.1, so I don't see the problem of using Bakker's as long as I give credit where credit is due, because that's what you do. And Bakker's 5.7 is actually a really, really good looking 5.7. That's the sort of detail that I would absolutely love to have in my pistol builds, but I've not found the right method yet. And I'm really starting to doubt that I'm ever going to find the right method, something that's new and innovative, and it uses all these new pieces that have come out and whatnot that could really, really change the way pistols are made. And I have not found it yet, and everything that I want to do is not fitting properly, because what I really want is to be able to have a 3-stud wide magazine and a 4-stud wide grip, but on a pistol, which is a little difficult to do. You could do like 4 plus 2 plates and get away with it pretty easily, but then the grip would be wider than the frame, and usually the grip isn't wider than the frame, so that's a little awkward when it comes to this type of stuff. So it's a little bit more complicated when it comes to doing pistols and being able to fit minute details and functions and different things like that into the actual build itself. And because of that, it becomes a little bit awkward for me to start building with pistols, because most of the techniques that I use to put in the detail and the time and the effort into my guns involves using techniques that take up a lot of space, and they're not really made for particularly small areas. So it's a little challenging at times. It's about halfway done for the USG 5.7. I could delete the stream, but I don't know what stories or if I had any stories in this stream were, because stories are good. So I personally like to have a record of stories, so then I can point back to it on the occasion that I need to point back to it, because some of these parents have been proven to be a little crazy lately. Like, wow, let me tell you. It's just like, we run this thing called Snack Shack where I work. Just look down to make sure I'm not wearing a work shirt or any are visible in the background. But for Snack Shack, we sell a variety of different items for different prices. We sell the, I don't have one on me, we sell the skinnier version of the Gatorades for $1. That's our most expensive item. They are not refrigerated, but I will be asking, or requesting, I should say. I will be requesting a mini fridge to go into that room so that we could actually start freezing or putting them in the refrigerator. They'd be colder, they'd sell more. Then our next most expensive item is ice cream, which is 75 cents. After that, we get into the 50-cent items. 50-cent items range from a variety of different things. They range from a bag of chips, single-serve bags of chips, Takis, Doritos, Cheetos, Lay's, like just pretty much any chip brand that you can name we've had before. And then we get down to our 25-cent item, which is a Slim Jim. It's just a really, really small single-serve Slim Jim, and that's our cheapest item at 25 cents. We also sell cookies for 50 cents, but they're like bags of cookies is the best deal that you could get. And then there are actually, in my eyes, there's a ripoff. There's like single-serve package of Oreos, which just have 2 Oreos in them, that we sell for 50 cents. Like, duh, of course that's such a ripoff, right? But it's just my opinion. The kids buy it just fine, but my eyes, I'm like, yeah, who would buy this for 50 cents that has their right mind? But basically, so this kid comes in. What am I doing in this stream?
Peter's Scorpion is his name. I can take a look.
Oh, I was building in this stream. Well, we're just gonna put down the update stream. Which there's this kid who always gets 75-cent ice cream. And then pockets 25 cents. I have never taken a kid's money and just not given them change back. I've always given them their change back because, like, just how much of a dick move is it to be like, oh, it's 75 cents and they give you $1 and then just like take their cash? Like, that's such a dick move that I don't want to be that person ever. So I'm not that person. Sorry, here it is. Friends, Desert Eagle, Barwell. Save changes. Well, her mom came in and was flipping crap on management this morning because she had basically, her mom was giving her $1, but her child was telling her that the ice cream she was buying was only 25 cents when it's not. And because of that, the mom was trying to question where the 75 cents was. And was like, basically came in and accused people who run Snack Shack, which is me, of pocketing the 75 cents and then making away with money. But what a small thing to accuse someone of, right? Like, you're stealing 75 cents from a kid every single day. Like, do you really think someone at this place would do that? Like, that's something that bothers me a little bit. It was a huge overreaction on her part to come in and think that someone is pocketing the money that her child gets. So we had to sit down with her and had to explain to her basically like, look, there is a counselor that witnessed your child giving the money to her friends so that her friends could also buy popsicles and things like that. You need to discuss with your daughter the more responsible things to do with her money and then not lie about it, basically. So, yeah, that's a wonderful thing that's happened as of late. Okay, no weird ass thing. What just vibrated and why? Pokemon Go chat. I got my Articuno today. This one's mine. I leveled it up. So it started out as 1640, and then leveling it up, I got to 1707. And then I have 2 candy left, but I need I need 3 candy to like level up, but I don't have 3 candy. What did you get? Is it a Pokemon? It better not be a Porygon. That's for damn sure. I'm gonna flip shit on you if it's a Porygon. Boom! First paycheck. Congratulations. Was it a good paycheck, or was it a part-time paycheck? It doesn't really matter, I guess, in the long run. But congratulations on your first paycheck, mate. Hopefully it satisfies whatever need you may need it for. I haven't gotten paid this week at all. That's why I'm still broke. We usually get paid on Thursdays, and then sometimes over the summer we get paid on Wednesdays. Well, I haven't gotten paid either of those days, which means if they don't give it to me tomorrow, they're technically breaking the law by withholding my paycheck. So it better come to me tomorrow. Ah, I see. This is one of those live streams that needs to be deleted. What are you going to do with the first paycheck? And if anything other than save portions of it isn't included, you need to check yourself, right? So here's some wonderful life advice for all the young kids. There's some naked women on this live stream for some reason. Half naked women, I should say. I was out in the living room when I did this one. I must have been making chicken nuggets when I did this. What the fuck was I doing? I guess Pt.1 Bizon. I would go to say that this is an update stream. We're going to change image and just put update stream. Oh, goodness. I didn't expect that. That almost scared me. Save at least half. That's fine. Even if you don't get to save half every single paycheck, put $5, put $10, put $20, some amount of that money put into savings, and then that money accumulates over time and it starts building up, building up, building up, and then you get to actually use it for things that you want to use it for. So a house, a car, anything like that would be something you do. All right, so this is the Hellcat PDW build from what I remember. 1 second. Right there, mate. That's where you can get it from. No problem. And the best thing about it is that it's not a third-party, well, it is a third-party software, but it's in direct partnership with the actual Lego Corporation itself, so it's not like you're downloading a virus or anything like that. That's something that has always excited me about LDD, because when I first heard about LDD, I always thought, oh, okay, well, that's a software developed by someone else, and they could hide viruses and different things like that inside of it. Well, they can't, because it's an official partnership with Lego, the company, and if LDD proved they have viruses within it that was going onto your computer, Lego would have a huge lawsuit on their hands. So they can't do that, which is great. Quicksilver IND. I think I did it like that, actually. Create. Open that. I've only done like a portion of the actual like Quicksilver Hellcat. So that's that. Let's grab this, go over here, scroll on down till we get to here, click on this, open this, download it, and then we're gonna render it, and then that will become our thumbnail as needed. Minimize this, blue render open, click on blue render here, close this. Close this one, browse this one, open this one, render. Boom, done. I don't do stuff like that, mate. I don't. If I had a throwaway account, I would gladly do that, but if you're here just for me to sub to you, that's not how this is going to work. You have to do stuff to actually, like, own up to it. Aspiring is basically right. If you're just here to self-advertise, I'm just going to kick you out of chat. I have no quarrels in doing that. I've done it before to other people. So if you're actually here to watch me stream and talk about my life and talk about other people's lives, because I'm actually fairly open with other people's things and actually talking with chat, that's fine. Don't self-advertise. But if you're going to continuously self-advertise, or you're just going to be here and still self-advertise, I'm just going to boot you out so that you're not here. Self-advertising is just too easy. Yeah, I literally did a Google search myself and I didn't see anything relevant to this channel, to be completely honest. Aspiring is not entirely wrong here, Grimes. I think this basically comes down to what are you bringing to this chat that isn't already here and isn't unacceptable. And right now we're headed towards the line of unacceptable. So kind of reel it back in just a little bit. If you would like to talk about something that happened to you, a story that happened to you, something like that, I can bounce off of you and we can do that. I don't mind doing that. But if you're literally just here to talk about what you build, different things like that, I don't particularly want you here. It's not because you're overshadowing me in any type of way. No matter what you build, chances are, in certain aspects, you might do it better than me. Certain things I don't understand how to build that other people do understand how to build. I don't doubt that. What I don't want is for this to become a one-up dick contest the entire time. Well, I built this, then I built this, then I built that, I built this, I built that. I used this method, how about you? Did you use this method? If you didn't, fuck you. I don't want that. And that's usually where this type of stuff leads. So, your move. Yeah. All right. I'm removing you. I might actually need a 1911. So, obviously I'm working on the FBI models. You know this. I need a 1911 for the FBI models. The 1911 that I have that's been sitting unfinished forever now is just an absolutely deplorable model in every way, shape, and form. So, but yeah, he's gonna. I'm gonna have a wonderful dislike. Oh my. I'll be the next big channel on Keemstar. Lego gun YouTuber. dislike ratio too high breaks YouTube. No. Perez, you're here at a pretty decent time, to be completely honest. He's probably a little bit more younger artist, and I work with kids all day, so part of me understands it and part of me doesn't like it, and then the other part of me also has to sympathize just a little bit, because there'll be a point in time where they go off to some place that things don't exactly go the way that they had planned or imagined in some way, shape, or form, and then they end up getting hurt, possibly, or left behind. Something bad could happen, and because of that, it could end up not being the best of situations. So, gotcha. Basically speaking, I tend to always want to upload everything that I make, just to show people what exactly I've built and what exactly I haven't, because I think some people need to understand that not everyone is perfect. I got a little over 1,000 subscribers, and that's not me trying to brag, but that's 1,000 people that obviously not everyone watches every single video. I'm actually kind of a little worried because I tend to average 60 views per video, but I have 1,000 subscribers, so I'm kind of wondering where the other 940 subscribers are. It's just a little weird. So let me fix this really quick. C here, click on this, Control-1, Control-V, save changes. What was I trying to say? I am at some point, somewhere, an idol to these people, and I don't mean that in the sense that I'm famous. I mean that in the sense that some people look up to me and come for me for advice and different things like that. We've had different conversations like that in live chat before for proof. So if you want to go through videos and different things like that to see exactly what I'm talking about, you could go through and look at some of my previous live streams to see where we've gotten into deeper, more emotional and more personal involvements and advices for people. Because of that, I think it's a little bit more difficult to try and filter out some people. I don't make tutorials anymore. The reason I don't is because there's a blatant disregard for people getting credit on YouTube, because it's super, super easy to get away with it. And if you don't believe me, you should see some of the crap that I see. I gotta really try not to curse. I'm sorry. If my French slips out, I apologize. But I'm in a Google Hangout chat with other Lego gun builders in the community. I'm going to use the most famous Leafy word of all time. I have literally seen people take a video and download it off of YouTube using a converter, and then re-upload that exact video with the watermark of that gun YouTuber, with the trailer, the opening to that gun YouTuber's name in the title of the actual, like, the video on screen, but not in the title of the YouTube video. That has been blatantly stolen and put onto YouTube, and YouTube hasn't done a damn thing about it. That's the best part about YouTube. YouTube has nothing about blatant stealing of other people's content on YouTube. So the reason I don't want to do tutorials is because what I'm afraid of is that people are going to come through and they're going to be like, well, look what I built, and then it's going to be something that I built, and then my name not be included with it. Because personally, I believe that the goal of the community should be to band together. This goal has changed over some events that have happened before. The goal of the community should be to band together as much as possible over who has built what, using what techniques, and be open and sharing with those ideas so that people can further what they're building and be able to build really cool, intricate, different things that we've never seen before. And if we could do stuff like that and then be open and honest about whose technique it was, where it originated, different things like that, then we're starting something good. We're starting something positive. You're essentially starting communism. I've always been a big proponent of communism in the small scale. I understand as a human being that it does not work as a country because people are naturally and innately selfish. So, no, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying, because that's a different type of thing. Perez, what I'm trying to say is that people will take a video, download it, re-upload it, and then claim that that gun is theirs. You can also see this on Instagram. Instagram people will download an image, re-upload that onto Instagram, and then say, look what I built. And then when you put that I in there, that's a blatant steal of someone else's creation. And that's, I hesitate to say the word illegal, but it's very frowned upon. It's a taboo in the community. What I know happens on YouTube is that people will come through and they will watch a tutorial. They will build that gun and then they will upload it as if it was their property and no one had made a tutorial for it. I have taken other people's guns, modified them, and re-uploaded them, but I have always included someone else's name in the title if it was theirs. For example, Christopher Hotman's CZ75. I built his CZ75 by watching his video and the different parts that he's using. Yes, aspiring. Any way that you can get that to me by email, I'll just open up my email on the other computer that y'all can't see, and then I'll look at it. The people who aren't including someone else's name for credit is running rampant in the community, and that's what I'm afraid of. That's what I don't want. And it happens too much for me to be able to ignore it, and that's exactly why I've stopped doing tutorials altogether. What is this? What am I doing in this stream? That's pretty much it. Wow, this stream is 3 hours and 16 minutes long. What was I doing? Was I just staring at this the entire time? I'm trying to figure out exactly what I was doing in the stream. The stream is 3 hours long, but I don't seem to... I think this is an update stream. Yeah, I think this is an update stream. We're just going to put update stream and just YOLO that. So, yeah, we'll leave it at that. All right. Click on this. I'm currently I'm still going through all our wonderful things. I create guns and don't upload it because people make guns and mod them and don't give credit. I went over this in a previous video. Let me see if I can find it. I found it. This is I've done a video on the types of Lego gun builders. There is a type of Lego gun builder towards the bottom. So after we get below average builders, we get down to what I call copycat builders. So the definition of a copycat builder are people who copy others clearly and blatantly and do not give credit. And then we have a copycat builder, and then we have a reconfirmation builders. Reconfirmation builders are copycats that actually give credit and or have permission to use the original builder's work. So there's two different ones here that go between the two. So I think our main concern here is not the reconfirmation builders, it's the copycat builders, the people who are taking other people's works as their own and not giving out the credit for that work to the person that it belongs to. I think that's our general concern here. All right, so this is another live stream date. Let me just put this down. It is very sad that YouTube doesn't do anything about it. There was a point in time that I did something amazing with another gun builder in the community. His name's Tim. Tim actually reached out to me. We had our own separate hangouts. There was 4 of us. There was Future Yeti, Alan's Custom Lego, Bricks and Guns, and then me. There was those 4 people. We had all made our own hangouts together. And we had talked for quite a while, and then basically 3 of those 4 people stopped in the community for a while. I still talk to them occasionally, but Tim reached out to me and he asked me for my DSR-50 and LDD model, and then he actually took that model and then built it in real life and modified certain portions of it to be stronger, from what I believe, because when he built that in real life, I did not think that it was going to hold together as well as it did. So whenever I saw it actually working really well, I think he modified some of it so that it would work better, but it still stands that he built it in real life. And I think doing stuff like that would have been really cool. So I could distribute my LDD files to people who have the pieces to build them, and then leave it, basically just let people build them and then give me credit for, like, okay, well, look, this is the guy who gave me the LDD model for it and things like that. But I don't know who I could trust with that entirely. And because of that, I'm a little concerned about actually doing that. So the other thing that I've considered doing is going through and selling my Lego guns, kind of like how, what did they make? Brick Vault just made something that someone sold like a $60 like really, really nice booklet for. I could go through and I could sell all my models in like a really nice booklet, and make a whole bunch of money off of that. But why would I, right? So I've got plenty of pieces in the same color, but I don't have plenty of pieces that are useful. All right, Perez, no problem. Right, so I've got like a whole box of red sitting right here that has a little bit of pink and purple mixed into it, or lilac if you want to call it that color. And then this whole box of white, a whole box of black, like colors that you think would be useful for building guns and stuff. But what happens is when you're building guns, you get comfortable using certain pieces for certain things, and because of that, you end up not being able to use the entire Lego box to build a gun. There are a lot of Lego pieces that you just can't use to build guns. They're just large door frames, certain bricks inside of here I could use. The larger 2x3 inverted slopes are more difficult to use, in particularly, basically literally just because, oh god, this can be deleted out. That's fine, that's fine, that's fine. This is not fine. Delete that. Yeah. It's a little difficult to stock up on Lego bricks. What I like to do, it's kind of like gambling, but what I like to do is basically kind of go through and find someone on eBay who goes through and orders pieces in bulk for you and then has it shipped to you. I actually got a really good deal, $5 per pound the last time I did this. And I actually made money back technically because that shipment came with Mindstorms inside of it, and the Mindstorms is really expensive. So I paid like $113, and then the Mindstorms came in it, and that pretty much made my money back like instantly with that. So that was wonderful, to be completely honest. All right, mate. Is this what did I actually do Ashes G36 when I said I was? Because I remember there being problems and me ending up not doing it. All right, so that's not actually what it says it is. So we're just gonna put update. We're just gonna put stuff like I do usually. I would save up money first, and there's all sorts of different like buy bulk things on eBay and stuff like that. But I'll tell you what, because I didn't know this. There's a guy that I used on eBay who basically the deal is you pay him and then he goes out of his way to find you a really cheap bulk buy and then has it shipped to you from the person that he buys it from. Well, the person that he bought my bulk box from was actually Goodwill, as in the place that you go to donate stuff. And it kind of hit me all of a sudden. I was like, well, if you go to thrift stores and Goodwill and like Salvation Army and different places like that, you might actually find a whole bin of Legos and stuff that you could use that would probably just need to be cleaned. And cleaning Legos is actually a lot easier than what people think it is. You just slap them on into the dishwasher and a little baggie. It's great for them. Helps everything. Ah, text message that I've been waiting for. Yeah, see, I have to find a Goodwill that's around me that's decently close that I could stop by to take a look at that. I know of a few different thrift stores to go around. Most of the videos that I do of like opening up unboxings of parts and different things like that. I remember this TF2 Arsenal video for the engineer. Actually comes from garage sailing. My grandparents go garage sailing every Friday or Saturday, depending on what day they can. So it's kind of basically just getting out there and being open to things is an easier way to get a hold of a good amount of Legos. My grandparents, I don't know if I didn't show any of you this. I'm going to show you guys this. my grandparents were at a Lego or were at a garage sale, and they actually found the Wii U version of Dimensions, the starting box. This has everything in it. This is still sealed, so the disc is completely fine. This has the cable and the little docking port on it. For $20 for everything. It was still closed, so I have the Wildfire or Wildstar, whatever her name is, the Batman, and the Gandalf, and the actual like set for the stand is over there on that bookshelf over there. I don't want to get up and get it, but it was $20 for all of that, completely sealed, perfectly fine. I don't have a Wii U, but I wanted the Legos out of it, so I got the Legos out of it, and then my friend Luke has a Wii U. So the next time I see Luke, I'm just going to give him the actual Dimensions part of it because he plays Dimensions with his girlfriend. So it would be fun to be able to just basically be like, hey mate, look, I got this from a garage sale. I don't have a Wii U, you do. I know you play with your girlfriend. I know you have siblings in the house that would also like to be able to play on Dimensions. So here's the platform. Don't worry about paying me back or anything like that. It's all good, mate. And then just hand it over to him because it's not like I'm going to use it. All right, so HVK 30. I'm happy that I finished the HVK 30. It's an absolutely fantastic looking model now. It's probably one of my best Black Ops 3 models. Magazine complete version 1, download, open. What color are you? Because depending on what color you are, it might end up looking bad. I was really happy. I didn't believe her when she said it. She was like, the way when she called me, because I was asleep at the time, she was like, hey, they have this Lego Wii thing. I don't know what Wii is. Do you know what Wii is? And I was kind of like, does she mean Dimensions? There's no way. And I thought it would be like a starter pack. And then when she brought it home, it ended up being the full thing, and it just kind of blew me away just a little bit. Like, wow, you really found that out there. That's honestly pretty impressive to be able to find something like that out in the wild, just sitting there. What I'm assuming happened is that an older generation of person bought it for their kids or something, and then it ended up being the wrong console. They didn't want to play it or something like that, and then they were going to sell it just for cheap. Since GameStop short stops you, because GameStop probably would have given them, $5, $10 for it, whereas at least at the garage sale they got $20 out of it. They pretty much doubled what GameStop would have given them back. So that's the good news. The CUDA is my best Black Ops 3 model. The HVK 30 and the Locust are some of my best Black Ops 3 models. So yes. The CUDA would get sad. I would never disrespect the CUDA like that. Oh, and good news, because we're going to update this situation. So because I've been playing Black Ops 3 for a long time now, because I've been playing for like a past week trying to grind out the 100 wins for the triple played, I was able to unlock a whole bunch of new attachments for guns at the same time. So I could start doing the variants once more. The CUDA has been finished. The XR3 was finished. The Locust is finished. Every single sniper rifle, I have every attachment unlocked on, so I could start doing those again. I technically have 3 sniper rifles that I still have to build, on top of all the attachments for them. What other guns did I finish? I think one of the LMGs I also finished. I'm a brother, so we played Black Ops 1, 2, 3, and Minecraft. I played Black Ops 1 religiously for zombies only when I was spending the night over at my cousin's house. I played Black Ops 2 religiously for multiplayer because I really wanted Diamond at the time, because it was a prestige thing in the middle school / early freshman years of my high school career. It could be like, because you're able to walk in and be like, suck it dweebs, I've got Diamond on every gun, or I have Diamond in Black Ops 2, because that was kind of like a big deal back then. Now then, of course, it's not such a big deal because now we have dark matter and all these other different camos that we have to work towards getting and stuff like that. So, but back then, diamond was the highest tier that you could get. So, Black Ops 3, I had dark matter within, I want to say, 2-3 months of on and off play. And then Prestige Master within halfway through the game cycle. I'm still in the 300s for Prestige because I stopped playing. I stopped playing for other games, such as Smite. Titanfall 2 is a fantastic game. The only reason I don't play Titanfall 2 as much is because the progression system is too much for me in Titanfall 2. There's way too much going on in Titanfall 2 for me to be able to enjoy playing that game. That's the sad truth. There is a point in time where I have to stop, and I think Call of Duty got that a little bit better than Titanfall 2 did. So, Black Ops 3 is by far one of my favorite Call of Duties that has ever existed. So, it's the reason I still play it as much as I do. It's my favorite in terms of gameplay. It's not my favorite in terms of the DLC, the microtransactions, things like that that's going on. The AN-94 was just released in game, and I would absolutely love to see what the attachments do to it and how cool it might look with the attachments. So then I could think about making another AN-94 model, because the AN-94 was one of my favorite guns from Black Ops 2. So it would be nice to be able to see more. Gotcha. I'll go between each game, Perez. Let me get to artist first. Launchers was by far one of the hardest classes to get diamond on, because not everyone was running sentry turrets and things like that. So I had to go through objective game modes and then try to get on the losing team on purpose so that I could find launchers to get rid of, or people who ran care packages religiously, where you usually get launchers over and over again. Shotguns were by far one of the easiest to get diamond on. And then the next class after that, I don't know. So we'll see about that. Favorite gun in Black Ops 1, AK-74U, by far. Favorite gun in Black Ops 2 would be the AN-94 tied with the Ballista. I was never good at quick scoping, but I love the look of the Ballista on screen. It just looked really, really nice. And then favorite gun in Black Ops 3, right now has to be the KN-44. I love the Razorback. The Razorback was the only thing that I used in the beta when Black Ops 3 was still in beta, because that's when it was like super OP. And then obviously it got nerfed a little bit afterwards. But it would be the KN-44, because if you ever get a chance to see the KN-44 decked out in the black market attachments that change how the body of the gun looks like, so FMJ, high caliber, quick draw, stock, those type of attachments, if you ever get to see how the gun looks with those, it looks really, really cool. And that's just something that I absolutely like about my guns. There just needs to be how good it looks, and the KN-44 actually makes sense as a gun, because some of the guns in Black Ops 3 don't make sense in how they work and whatnot, so that's why KN-44 would be pretty high up there in terms of things that I would like. Oh, this is Coast Guard. What the heck? Okay. We're switching gears. I technically haven't even finished Coast Guard base. I don't have the images for it either. Back on up here. That's way too small. I need like most updated one. Oh, there's no pictures there. We'll just use this one for now. So click over here, change image, grab you, open. I've been going through updating thumbnails this entire stream, so no. I'm doing something actually just slightly more important than building an actual gun. Because when I live stream like this, the thumbnail doesn't automatically upload with the live stream. I have to actually come through and personally edit every single thumbnail so that it actually represents what it's supposed to be. So that's what I'm doing right now, so that the channel looks just slightly more organized and not as chaotic and horrible looking. Because if you open up the channel now, all you see is a whole bunch of black and white images for thumbnails, and that's not exactly the best of greetings. So I'm coming through and slowly. Oh, why is that there? Interesting. I'm slowly coming through and updating things as needed. Well, usually I have kind of like 3 different streams that I do. I would consider this an update stream. An update stream is where I go through and I update things that need to be updated. The website, the YouTube channel, social media, because I'm technically supposed to update the social media every once in a while. I have a live stream build for a gun, which is probably the most popular ones that I do, obviously. And then my third one would be just what I call a hangout stream, where I just sit here and I talk to people pretty much the entire time. Hangout streams are my more laid back and relaxed ones. I literally just sit here and I talk to people as much as possible. But this is an update stream. I'm sitting here on the other computer. Usually I'd be working on this screen over here so you guys can see me. My face would be minimized over into the right hand corner. But that's not happening this stream. I'm taking a slight break from Ash's G36C to figure out what exactly I'm going to do about different portions of it that need to be updated. I did the handguard for it, and the handguard, it looks absolutely fantastic, to be completely honest. But I don't want to lose how good and pristine the handguard looks to something lesser on the model, if that makes any sense. That's something that I am afraid of ultimately when it comes to the model. So yeah, kind of bear with me on this. So this is actually Ash's G36C. Ash's G36C bracket Rainbow 6 Siege bracket part 1-ish. I don't have that. Yep, this is the update stream for a while, basically, because once I do one update stream, I don't have to do another one for a little bit. I don't have to do the update stream for my YouTube channel, basically. I haven't updated the website in a while, and I really, really want to update the website because there's a lot of guns that I still have to get up on there, on top of the new guns that I get to add on this year. So, yeah. Yeah, we got to render the G36C, so we could HK 416. So we're going to do new folder Z H&K G36C Rainbow 6 Siege bracket. This is going to be Mark II, create, enter, grab that, move this on over, grab U2, move U1 over where needed. Alright, so that's going over here. This should be Lego Creations, Guns, and then scrolling down to the H for HKG 36 Mark II, Rainbow Six Siege, Handguard Etched. We're going to download this, we're going to render it, and then we're going to upload this. And this will be the last thumbnail that we need to render before we can try to take a look at the channel and see if the thumbnails have taken place. Update streams happen more rarely, yes. It widely depends on my mood. Certain moods, certain times you feel like building guns, other times you don't feel like building guns. Sometimes you're a little blocked on how you want to build a gun. It can be a little confusing. Like for the G36C, I'm trying to fit a 3-stud wide magwell magazine into a 4-stud wide magwell, but the magwell, in order to do that, has to be made out of plates that are flipped on their side using stud nut on top technology. And if I'm doing that, I have to walk a very fine line between fragile but aesthetically pleasing and fitting for the G36C. And because of that in particular, it's a little bit difficult to complete a model within stream. I used to be able to start a stream and then finish a stream with the model done, but with some of the newer techniques and things that I've been using and the more complex things that I've been doing with Lego on LED, it takes a lot longer for me to be able to do stuff like that now. And because of that, my gun building has suffered in the sense that I don't build as much as I used to. The good news is this G36C handguard looks absolutely perfect. It's similarly modeled to how Christopher Hotman did his. And his G36C is probably the most perfect G36C that I've ever seen out of Lego. So I don't think anyone's ever going to be able to surpass that G36C. Most of his pistols too. Most of his pistols are just up there in terms of gun building, the techniques used and things like that. What revolver are you building by chance? I don't build too many revolvers. I don't like the revolver look aesthetic. Revolvers being built out of Lego are a definite challenge. You're definitely going to have to use a lot of technique to try and get it to be strong enough to do all sorts of different things. The rotating the cylinder and different things like that will also be done with technique, as far as I've been concerned, because that's usually what I use to build it. So, oh boy, God. The 3 different revolvers that I've built before came from my different username. So See if YouTube is gonna open up without crashing stream, and whether or not my channel actually looks presentable to people. It is fantastic. That makes me happy. I should view this as a subscriber. You guys wouldn't be able to see it, but I can see it. But a previous problem doing update streams like this is that it would take a while for YouTube to register the changes going through and whatnot. So now, pretty much all these thumbnails that I just did have appeared wonderfully. So I am definitely happy with how this has turned out. So, A1 Pi. Let's go ahead and get the G36 uploaded to where it's supposed to be. And then I'll show you guys exactly what we did in the stream so that you guys understand just a little bit more. Gotcha. So a family of builders almost. It's nice. Yeah, so we need to upload this photo before I delete it so I don't have to re-render stuff. Throw that on in there. Just like that. Exit out of that. Save the changes, hit the changes. That's good, that's good. Exit out of this, refresh this page. Okay, boom. Got them. Done. Alright. So that's good. That's good. Let's scroll on up here, make sure this is doing what it needs to do. Not entirely. But I think that'll be good for now. So let's scroll back down to where I was. So we can take this, drag this down, throw me, oh god, not that far off screen. Drag this right there. So now you guys can actually see exactly what happened. So the last update stream that I did for the YouTube channel ended with the HVK30 from Black Ops 3. So we started this stream with the Elysium AK-M. Then we had the M4A1. A couple update streams. This was a SAR video. The SMG-11, the Vulcan AK-47, Thatcher's loadout, FMG-9, Smoke's loadout, and Mute's loadout, the 5.7 USG. This is a LiveStream build of a Desert Eagle that I have up here. The Hellcat PDW, which I still haven't finished, it's still staying here. This modification of an actual Lego set, which this is actually an outdated image, but it works for what I need it to. Whole bunch of update streams here. Hangout stream, the HVK30 whenever we finished it. This was one of the most recent projects that we worked on, which is the Coast Guard base. It's still not done. The last time I went to go finish up exactly what was going on, LDD crashed on me, and I lost all the progress basically. So I'll get around to finishing that eventually. In terms of what you're asking, artist, let me see. So we can get rid of that. We can minimize this. We can minimize this. We can open this. whenever it decides to load would be nice. Alright. Aspiring artist, I don't know how much room you have, but this is the way that I recommend doing it. So if this would basically, this point right here is on top of the gun. Here, we'll see if we can do it on the G36 somewhere. Yeah. This would just clip on to the bottom, wherever, and then this portion would be where the rail system is. So if you're trying to 180 something, that's basically the best advice that I could give you when it comes to trying to do something like that. So, where's my phone at? I gotta figure out what time I go to work tomorrow, because I have no idea. I could be coming in early tomorrow and not know, and be kind of screwed on sleep right now, and just have no idea. So let's figure out what time I need to go to work tomorrow. I go to work at 10:15, which gives me 9 hours of sleep. I aim for 9, so I'll be getting off now. So yay me. 10:15, which means I need to be up at 9:45. So it's an extremely easy technique, yes. The problem is it requires a lot of brackets to do perfectly. And not everyone has a lot of brackets, unless you're using LED, in which case you have pretty much unlimited brackets in the world, as long as you don't reach LDD's brick threshold of 30,000 bricks. For those of you who don't know, LDD actually does have a brick limit. It crashes once you start reaching about 30,000 bricks. So just in case you wanted to know, and if you're wondering how I know that, it's because of the loadout that I tried to do of all 3 of the different SAS operators all together, or all 4 of them all together. Yeah, it didn't work. It kept crashing LDD, so yeah. Perez, Aspiring, thanks for being with me through chat most of the time. Perez, thank you for being understanding about this being an update stream and not exactly a gun building stream. Tomorrow is Friday. I don't know exactly what I'm doing after work tomorrow. If I come home and I feel like it, we'll continue work on the G36C. Hopefully I found out something about this right here. This is the area that this would be the problem area, essentially this angle right here. I would basically be making out of these, which is slightly difficult to do strongly to fit a 3-stud wide magazine. So we'll see about whether or not if I want to work on this tomorrow or not. Perez, if you come in tomorrow, I probably am working on this. What is this? Go away. Just smack. Can fly. I should probably be working on the G36C tomorrow and getting it updated to its potential glory, because this can be one of my best guns that I've ever built using the newer techniques and things like that. But I'd have to obviously update it first. So flies and mosquitoes and shit. So I'm gonna. Well, it's not anymore. I'm getting off. Oh, next day's Saturday for you. Oh well, tomorrow is Friday for me. So I'm getting off, Yana. I basically just finished. Thank you guys so much for watching. Remember, comment, rate, and subscribe for more videos similar to this one. For the one person who's going to dislike this video that I know is going to dislike this video anyhow, unless blocking you actually prevents you from doing so, go fuck yourself. In other news, please check out my website at bluejaythemaestro.weebly.com. I try to upload as many models as I can there. There's quite a few of them there. Continue to look back and forth between them because I work some of them up, or I try to update them as needed. Check out my Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter page because I post updates there. I haven't been posting updates there. I need to. Sorry about that, but you know how it is. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. Thanks so much for watching. And remember to comment and subscribe and all that good stuff that I just said that I'm for some reason rehashing.